you can have a successful married life. You can have a fun marriage. You can be happy with your spouse. You can be happy with the person that you marry. You can be a good father. I was talking to someone. I was counseling with someone the other time, and the lady was telling me, she's been married now for over 7 years. And it's just this story that you're telling me. And it's been 7 years of abuse. Now, you can't tell people to get out if they don't want to get out. It still has to be a choice that you're going to make. You understand? But, she's been in it. And I said to her, well, it's not right if the guy is hitting you. Well, usually you can't tell if they're telling the truth because she's like, he used to do it, but he doesn't do it anymore. Well, if she says he doesn't do it anymore, what do you say? Get out? No, he's not doing it anymore. He used to, but he doesn't do it no more. And he will beat her up until her head got broken. Wow. And blood was coming out, and she had to go to the hospital and have it stitched. And she said every now and then they'll fight, and whenever they have problems, what would they resort to? They'll resort to alcohol and to drugs. And they have 2 little kids, and the kids are crying when mommy and daddy are fighting, and the little girl will grab her little brother and take him to the room and hug him in one corner, and they're crying. And my heart was breaking. I don't want that for any of you. Well, it starts with a choice, with a decision that you make before you say, yes, I do. Make it a right choice. Put God first. Go with the principles of God. You cannot go wrong when you do that. Don't sweep things under the carpet. Don't overlook things. Don't ignore the red flags. Don't say it's okay. No, it's not okay. God has a great destiny for you, and it's going to be cut short. Now, what do you think will happen to those children when they grow up? What kind of a father do you think it will be? What kind of a mother do you think the young girl will be? And part of the reason why I believe that guy is beating up on his wife is because his dad used to do it to his mom. So that's all he saw growing up, and the cycle is being formed. What kind of a cycle do you want to be a part of? Are you going to be on God's side, or are you going to be on the enemy's side? The decisions that you make today is not just affecting you, it's affecting generations that are yet to be born. The choices that you make today, you have to understand that. We can't afford to be selfish. It goes beyond you and I. It goes beyond you. We need to understand that. It goes beyond us. It's not a call to play. It's a call to work. It's a call to love. Hallelujah.
Verse that I looked at was Proverbs chapter 27, verse 6. Where it talks about the wounds of a faithful friend.
The wounds of a faithful friend are better than the kisses of a deceitful person.
And when I looked at that verse, I want us to understand that the wounds that is being talked about in that verse is not wounds that we're talking about now. Somebody emotionally abusing you, somebody physically abusing you.
That's right.
Somebody physical and harm's danger and actually becoming a hindrance in what God has called you to become or in the direction that you should be going. But the wounds in that particular verse is something that sometimes we despise. The wound is actually valuable, unpleasant advice.
Like we're hearing tonight.
That would actually push you and motivate you and challenge you to go into the right direction. I wrote here that the wound has been seen and received as an offense and as self-interest coming from another person. Listen, the reason why the wound is faithful is because it's a friend who knows you. So therefore, you have to be open and willing to receive the valuable, unpleasant advice that is being given. Now, sometimes we're able to take a punch rather than advice. What it shouldn't be taken at, or sometimes it's actually taken as the deceitful kisses are usually taken as defenseless and selfless advice. In other words, it's coming from somebody that doesn't mean any harm, that doesn't, want you to be in harm's way, when it actually it's a deceitful kiss.
They're flattering you.
Sometimes we're ready to take that faster than the wound of a faithful friend. So I want us to understand that a wound is something that can be cleansed, something that can be healed. But the only way it's going to be healed and mended is by you taking the valuable advice, even though it may be unpleasant. And I think that we're talking about listen, it's not just a friend, it's a faithful friend. Someone who's loyal enough, someone who is kind enough, someone who is faithful enough to say, listen, I'm not in your way as long as you do all these things, but when you get to this level, I am obligated as your friend to let you know.
I'm going to get in your face.
Now you, as my faithful friend, you have to take what you've learned and surface it to the will of God, which is His Word, and make a decision. You can think that I'm being selfless or I'm being selfish. So I think that we need to understand that sometimes. And I've been in situations where I've shared valuable, unpleasant advice, but it's been taken and received otherwise. So therefore, the wound never heals, because they're taking it as oh, you're saying it's because of this. You want to justify it, that's up to you. But I'm trying to help you out. You know?
Amen. That was very good. It's just like the quote that I read by Arnold Glasgow, that a true friend never gets in your way unless you happen to be going down. That's the only time. A true friend never gets in your way unless you happen to be going down.
I notice that it's so easy to tell people listen, flattery is around everywhere.
That's
even
easy.
In commercials. You can look at McDonald's commercials. You see the sandwiches, they look all puffy and fulfilling, but when you get the actual meal, it's like, man, what is this? There's so much flattery.
No, McDonald's is good. Come on, I'm going to fight you on that one.
I notice that people are so easy to receive the negative.
Just messing with you. Good.
But when you have something positive to tell somebody because you, in fact, care about them and you have their interest at heart,
that's right.
Some people are not willing to receive that.
That's right. I mean, it takes a lot to be able to stand to someone and actually tell them the truth, especially when it hurts. I mean, it takes a lot of guts to be able to say, hey, bro, that ain't right. Hey, say, you got to make the right choice. It takes a lot.
And I think it would be safe to say, Sister Busola, that in the discovery process, if anybody in here does, in fact, have a special someone that you are communicating with and you want to get to know them, listen, this is the time, like you said, to be selfish. This is the time to not only comfort but confront. I don't like this. You got to be honest with them. A lot of times, you know what we do? We get engaged and we do these other things, and then by that time, when these things come out, it's like, well, you never said nothing before. You didn't ever tell me you ain't like your eggs with bacon. Now all of a sudden I'm making bacon and you don't like it. And that actually, which is a non-essential, can become a big problem. This is the time, if you in fact have a special someone, to confront them in love and begin to get those wounds. And let them decide whether or not it's a game changer or, okay, we can work with this, we can be flexible. But let it be based on, don't come up with something that's just, out of whack. I don't like red shirts. That's your problem. But
if she doesn't like red shirts, you better don't wear red shirts.
I'm telling you. My heart is red, baby. That's the reason I'm wearing red.
You gotta look good for her, man.
I'm telling you.
She's gotta like what you're putting on. If you don't like it, put it away.
I mean, as far as it goes, like with the whole abusive situation, they have the saying where they say, once a cheater, always a cheater. But that can also go with, once an abuser, always an abuser. But then again, it's like there are few cases where it happens one time and the person
truly
never does it
repents.
again. Yeah. But I mean, me personally, if it happens once, that's all it takes. Because I can't see myself in a situation where, we're supposed to be in love, you're supposed to be my significant other, but yet you choose to raise your hands at me. I'm not your child. I'm not a dog. So for you to want to put your hands on me, it kind of like goes to, where do we stand? the foundation that we built our relationship on is gone because you want to put your hands on me. And it's like, you know, as far as like somebody being in it, I've personally seen two different situations with two of my older friends, where one situation, my friend was so in love with this guy, and it was like an emotional type thing, as to where she tried to take her life. And another situation, it was physical. And for a while, she kept it hidden because it was like nothing where it could be seen. And then it got to where it got physical in school. And he wound up hitting her in the face, and her lips swelled so big that it got infected. And, you know, everybody was telling her, you know, why are you still dealing with it? And she's just like, oh, well, because I love him, and he said I'm sorry. And it's like, like my mom says, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. And as far as like trying to get someone to get help, you can tell them all you want, but if they're still sitting there, oh, well, I love him, he says he didn't mean it, they're not going to get the help.
You know, I was just going to say, like, I don't know if anybody's ever heard this saying, like, whenever a relationship is based off need, abuse is inevitable. So pretty much whenever, you know, you're looking at, when you're with someone, kind of, when they start acting out like that, kind of reevaluate why you're even with that person or what's even drawing you to that person, because if it's based off of need, if you feel like you need something from that person, whether it's, you know, they're going to open up some doors that don't really need to be open.
Amen.